Good afternoon. This is Cub reporter Ken Cordero coming to you live out of Middletown, Rhode Island, in the former United States of America. The date today is February 11, 2013 AD, which for all you people that might not quite understand who went to all-day kindergarten means in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm being sponsored today by my good friend out of Mystic, Connecticut, creator, designer of fine jewelry, Christina Curtin, 2400 degree F jewelry. And her number is 860-463-4631. And also out of Newport, A1 Car Cap and Van. And their number is 401-841-0411. And as I sit here today, as many Americans, with your lives completely ruined and the government coming out completely against you, let's see just today in our local paper how they've ruined your life today. Here in our local section out of the Newport Daily News, lawmakers draft bill for an alternative bridge fund because they want to slap a toll on the Seconic River Bridge, which is a whole like half-mile long. But of course, they try and screw us. And my favorite senator here, because he's my representative, Louis DePalma from Middletown, he said, "I hope I'll be able to convince my colleagues that a $20 increase in the inspection fee is something that is a worthwhile venture for everyone in the state." So instead of us having to pay a toll, his idea is we pay more for our inspection fee. Lou, I think you were on the finance committee the last couple of years, and it's ideas like this that put our state last in jobs and economic growth, the most unbusiness friendly. Lou, it's ideas like this. Oh God. Okay, that's part of what was in our paper today. But of course, he's a Democrat. You know, they'll throw up 10 new taxes and think they're doing a great job if they only can get 3 on you. Lou, how about this? How about if we stopped supporting the illegal aliens in our sanctuary state? How would that be, Lou? And we could take all that money and fund the bridge. How would that be, Lou? Ever think of that about an idea? Maybe take the money away from Noonie Mitchell and her coyote studies in our state. Maybe we could use that money to help fund the bridge. In our local paper on Mondays, they have accessibility, which is by this lady Annette Bornebier. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's Bourbonniere, and she's from Newport, and it says, and she's a member of the Newport Accessibility Advisory Committee and is involved in statewide advocacy groups for people with disabilities. So in other words, she's a lobbyist for retards. Now believe me, I feel for these people. I've worked with them all my life. But it's stuff like this though. And let me tell you, I'm working for him now with a former Cranston Arc out of Cranston. They're like the Maha Center. I didn't get a Christmas bonus this year, but you know that's the way things are. But she's got this thing for today called "Mandate Calls for Equal Access in Student Sports." We have heard stories about students with disabilities who are participating in sports in their schools or who have been involved with sports programs at their schools in some capacity. I mean, they've already got Special Olympics, and now it's, but now students with and students without disabilities compete on the same teams. All students win. Now, the United States Department of Education is mandating schools to provide sports for students with disabilities. This mandate is being hailed as doing for students with disabilities what Title IX did for women. Access to sports on an interscholastic, intramural, or intercollegiate level is a right for all students. Students who are deaf, are blind, use wheelchairs, or who have intellectual or other disabilities do compete in sports, often alongside teammates without disabilities. Now that opportunity has to be provided for all students with disabilities. I mean, this is what I mean. They've already got Special Olympics, right? And this is just more government interference into every phase of your life. You know, I mean, these are the people that want every single restaurant to have a wheelchair ramp. You know, when you have to do it. Maybe these businesses can't afford it. Did you ever think about that? How about if the government gets out of everything? Except maybe fixing the bridge and maintaining the bridges. But then, you know, we wouldn't need RIPTA. We wouldn't need to be supporting all the criminal, illegal aliens that are flooding through my town. They drop them off 200 feet from my house and then tell me I can't get a gun. They want to take away our rights as citizens. As these people, the Democrats, just continually trample on the Constitution. I mean, look at what it gets you. Like my senator. No, we're not gonna put a toll on the bridge. We're gonna charge you $20 more to get your car inspected. How about cutting government? You already make enough. You already take enough. It's never enough, though, is it? Let's see now how. Okay, this is something that I just got from the Heritage Foundation. See what these people say about how our dictatorial president, Barack Hussein Obama. Can somebody please tell me why this guy isn't already impeached and in prison? Huh? Like the president, him and Holder, Eric Holder, his buddy there. Like Fast and Furious, nobody's held accountable. Not Eric Holder, not the president over Fast and Furious. How many of those guns do you think have killed people in Mexico that you don't even know about? And they are, I mean, who's a bigger bully than the president? America, Mr. President, America was built on capitalism. You have attacked every industry possible. Because you're a socialist Muslim. Or whatever you think you are, I don't know. Oh, here's one. Learning ways to reach out to Hispanic Americans. This is something that I guess the Heritage Foundation is going to send out or something. Yeah, I've got my message for Hispanic Americans. You're not a citizen. How about getting out of my country? How's that? How about going back to your own country? All you undocumented workers, you know the picture they show of the girls at UCLA, I'm undocumented. Well, how about going back to wherever you're documented from and making that place better, because the United States of America doesn't need you. How's that? So these people on their constant fight against Obama. Okay, I'm going to go through Judicial Watch now. This is February of this month. First thing it's got is Judicial Watch announces the list of Washington's 10 most corrupt politicians for 2012. Well, I'm saying the president's number one, but and that here we go in alphabetical order. Republican Verna Bachman, Republican from Florida. Secretary of Energy Stephen Chu. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and U.S. Ambassador Susan Rice. Attorney General Holder. Representatives Jesse Jackson Jr., Democrat from Illinois. Senator Robert Mendez, Democrat, New Jersey. President Barack Obama, I'd have him first. Senator Harry Reid, Republican David Rivera, Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Sebelius. After reviewing the list of candidates, there was simply no way to stop at 10. So Judicial Watch added a list of dishonorable mentions for 2012, including former Senator John Edwards, Democrat from North Carolina, Republican Michael Grimm, Republican of New York, Secretary of Homeland Security Janet Napolitano, General David Petraeus, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Mass, and Republican Maxine Waters from California. Here we go. Here's our top law enforcement official in the country, Attorney General Eric Holder. A regular on our annual top 10 corrupt list, Holder shamelessly operates the most blatant politicized Department of Justice in a generation. And with the Fast and Furious scandal, it is no exaggeration that his agency has blood on its hands. Fast and Furious was a reckless Department of Justice Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives gun-running scheme in which guns were sold to Mexican drug cartels and others, apparently in hopes that the guns would end up at crime scenes. Well, they did, and it appears that the guns were involved in the deaths of hundreds of Mexican citizens, as well as the murder of Border Patrol agent Brian Terry, who was killed in a shootout with Mexican criminals in December 2010. On December 5th, 2012, CBS News reported that 17 Department of Justice and ATF officials have been faulted in an Inspector General investigation of the Fast and Furious scandal. But the man at the top remains unscathed. Even after becoming the first Attorney General in history to be cited for criminal contempt of Congress for refusing to divulge documents about Department of Justice lies to Congress about Fast and Furious. Every day that Eric Holder remains at the helm, the Department of Justice sinks further into the abyss of cronyism, corruption, and deceit. And it is well past time for him to go. Why isn't this guy gone? Him and the president. Why hasn't the president been impeached? How about the Fort Hood shooter, Nadal Hassan? Mr. President, why wasn't that guy dead and buried the next day? Why didn't you give an executive order on that? Why hasn't Hillary just... Well, she's gone now, but she should have been fired immediately over the Benghazi incident. And you're at the top too, Mr. President. Why don't you just resign and do us all a favor instead of trying to destroy my country? This is just so depressing. Why don't you people out there, like you liberals who always want to spend other people's money, understand that the government is broke? If you want to do this or you want to do that, as long as you're not, if you want to do it within government, that's fine, but stay out of people's lives and out of their businesses. life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, freedom, not life in the Department of Environmental Management or Health and Human Services or... I'm just so depressed right now. So this is the end of this 59th edition of Cub Reporter Ken Cordero. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, go to church because that can help you in everything. Thank you.